Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between Last and Larva here on Circuit Breakers. Bottom left-hand corner, it is the white Zerg player, it is Larva. And in the top left, it is an elite and very popular Terran player, it is Last, sporting the color brown. That is not to imply that Larva is not popular, because he has a lot of fans that like his playstyle. He is very aggressive, especially in ZVT. So, this is a bonus Brood War cast for you this week. Wednesdays, I usually just post one StarCraft 2 cast, but I promised you yesterday that I would cast an elite Terran player, and here we are. Alright, Terran players. Root hard for Last here, because Larva's going to give him every single thing that he can handle. These players have played 2 times before on my channel, and I think one of them gained an epic tag. I'm not entirely sure if this one will, because I don't watch them in advance here, but, you know, Sloverlord scouting, not SCV scouting. Here is Last, and it looks like Larva is... yeah, Larva is saving up for a hatch first here. Probably a 12 hatch here on Circuit Breakers. Very safe. It's a giant 4-player map. And if you're getting proxied, then you have a little bit more time to respond to it. There we go. 12 hatch. Gonna start saving up those minerals. Oh, already. Yep. Already is. Already is saving them up here. It's gonna be... Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so already went down. Woo! 12 hatchet it. We're doing very well here. Hey, quick announcement. For those of you who are members of mine on YouTube, which just means you've hit that join button down below the screen that most of you can see, some people in certain countries cannot. But if you are a member of mine, or if you're subscribed to me on YouTube at any level, I will be casting your replays out on Twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. I just actually wrapped one of those up. I'm casting this on a Wednesday. I've tried to get my buffer up to about a week. So today is the 6th of May. I'm looking at the calendar because during this quarantine thing, it's hard to know what day it is exactly without looking at one. Anyway, the point is, if you are a subscriber or a member in that way and you want to guarantee that I'll cast one of your replays, send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with a subject of Twitch subscriber or YouTube member, and I'll get it into a special list, and those will guaranteed to be cast every Wednesday. That's happening. Now, I know you're thinking, but Falcon, you already cast our replays during your Sunday streams on YouTube. Yes, that is true, but certain weeks I have actually had situations where I don't have enough time to cast all of them, and so there are some that fall by the wayside. And so if you want to guarantee that doesn't happen to you, that's a good way to do it, is become a Twitch subscriber for $4.99 a month, or do the same thing on YouTube for $4.99 a month. I don't know how that actually translates to other currencies, but as far as the US dollar is concerned, that's where we are. Alright, so enough of that. Enough housekeeping. Macro hatch coming up. A couple links out here as well. There's SCV, obviously, scouting around trying to see what's up, checking for that layer timing, because that is important to know when there are going to be Mutalisks coming out, because there should be Mutalisks coming out here eventually. Not anytime soon, because, again, the layer is not even on the way yet. But this is just how the standard opening is for ZVT. Now, the label on this replay pack here says 2015. There's the layer timing. As soon as the SCV gets chased off, or was it killed? Yes, I think it was killed. Who got the kill? You right there, number 1. And he's actually gonna survive there. Good, surviving an encounter with those Marines is nice. But yeah, there's the layer timing. There's that second gas. So 2015. So this is fairly recent. Again, I do cast replays anywhere from... God, I've cast replays that are from like 2003 all the way to 2020. So when I know what the year is, I will try to get the year that it was played into the title. How much do you guys really care, right? Like, can you tell what year this is in based on this opening? Is there anything here that tells you it's from 2015 as opposed to, like, 2019? If there is, let me know. I'm not aware of anything, right? There have been no balance changes in a very long time for the game. And it just feels like the games are a little bit timeless that way, which is awesome. I like that aspect of StarCraft quite a bit. Anyway, Link's trying to see if any Marines are moving out. The answer is no, not really. Second barracks coming up, working on that +1 attack. Oh, yeah. So he is definitely going to be preparing for Mutalisks and preparing for a Marine-style attack. He's hoping the Mutas can't pick off too many of his Marines. As he tries to move out here, he should be getting range too. Should be getting range as well. Yeah, there's your third barrack. So definitely bio-style opening. But could move into mech here. Last is very good with mech. We've seen him play some games against Hero recently where his mech is just terrifying for all Zerg players. Millions and millions of tanks, it feels like. At least that, again, what it feels like. There's actually a pretty awesome StarCraft memer called Nice Username, which, fantastic username, by the way. But he does a series of videos, hasn't done one in a while, but they're called What It Feels Like versus What It Is. So, like, a drop will show up in a Zerg base and kill a couple things. And it's like, what it feels like. And it's like 100 Marines. And they instantly kill the lair, and they instantly kill all of your drones, and your whole base dies in like half a second. Yeah. It's a pretty good series. I like it quite a bit. I think it's StarCraft 2 base, but I think a lot of the things that you're experiencing in those videos can apply to Brood War fans as well. At least that's what I think. So, what is happening here? Nothing too crazy, I gotta say, here in the early stages. Nothing's really surprising me at all. He's got 3 Sunkens. Rather, 3 creep colonies ready to turn into Sunkens. And where's his third base gonna be? Not quite yet, but there's 9 Mutalisks in production. The turrets are already on the way, as they need to be when this is happening. Is he going to cover the main base at all? I don't see any turrets happening. This guy might be trying to make a turret, but stuff keeps getting in his way, and he's very annoyed at it. So I love the coverage, too, of the Overlords here from Larva. He just got... Man, is that drone going to expand top right? Traditionally, you'd expand to the bottom right if you spawn on the bottom left, but Larva is, again, not really somebody for super convention. He kind of does his own thing, which is why people like him. So 4 turrets up to deal with the 9 Mutalisks. Bit of a premature stim there, last. I don't know about that one. Well, to keep the Mutalisks away. There are 2 turrets up inside the main base, which I don't know if it's enough, but a bunch of Marines are waiting. Just waiting. Great control from last there. Not losing a Marine, but I think an SCV just died. 1 SCV went down. Not necessarily enough to pay for these Mutas by any stretch of the imagination. Zergling says, all right, there's a bit of a push happening. Let's see if the Mutas can pick off these Marines. Here is the eternal game of Mutalisks try to kill Marines in the middle of the map that are being healed by medics. Can we make it happen? This drone has gotta be... Are you seriously gonna expand here? That is so interesting. That would really mess, I think, with last scouting in this game. Oh man, yeah, 9 Mutalisks with good control that are stacked up with the Overlord in that control group can do a lot. An Overlord just went down to this push though from last. He does end up supply blocking Larva, which is a little bit annoying. And yeah, this has got to be a third base drone. Is he just going to try to block the third base expansion attempt of last? Is this what this guy is for? Is he... Why not send a Zergling in that case then? I'm very confused by this. Look at the Marines and medics coming down to take down a third base that doesn't exist right now. That is so weird. Yeah, this SCV definitely is... Oh. You can't see it. You can't see the drone. Yeah, and this is so strange. So the Mutas just absolutely wreck a group of Marines and medics in the middle of the map there. That is a lot of dead bio for 0 dead Mutalisks. And the drone's like, hey, what's up? You want to try to expand? No. Ha ha ha. I am here. And I just don't... That is so strange. Go up and harass it now. Go harass the SCV. Oh, I guess the Mutalisks will take it down. No problem. I've never seen this. I've never seen a Zerg player try to expand up into the top right-hand corner. I think he's really just messing with last right now. He's got a bunch of lings out. His third base is delayed, but he's got a macro hatch. He's got lurkers out already. That aspect is already done. This is really strange. This is very, very non-standard right now, what we're seeing. That third base is late. It's in a weird location. Lurkers are already out. And last, where is he on that science vessel tech? The answer is he does have a science facility just now. Boy, just jumping right in here. Lings and Mutas tearing apart the Marines and medics. Okay, Larva is kind of outclassing last right now here, everybody. This is some incredible play. He has not lost a Mutalisk yet. I say that as he's probably going to lose a couple Mutalisks, and he does, but he wanted to get the tank. Okay, he just lost 4 Mutalisks. Maybe not something you want to experience there. 3 Mutalisks actually went down. No, a couple more have gone down. He might just be the time of the Mutalisk is over, but the Lurkers have showed up. The Spines are coming in. The Mutas are all dead. The repair is not going to happen. And the Lurkers murdering mass numbers of Marines here. This is incredible. 6 kills, 5 kills, 2 kills, 1 kill on these Lurkers. The detection is there in the form of a scan, and the Lurkers all die. But it's 72 to 52 total supply. Last has a lead, but he's just lost so much army. Most of that's an SCV count. Look at this, 46 to 29 workers. This has been a 29 drone attack right now out of Larva. He's got his hive already. He has his Defiler mound right now. His third base is up and running. He's throwing a Nidus Canal up to it. He will be able to defend. He's got a couple lurkers on the top of the ramp. So I really, again, despite the discrepancy here in overall supply, which is admittedly bad, there is no third base from last. So he's just oversaturated in both of these bases. As we can see right now, there's a lot of SCV bouncing back and forth, trying to look for somewhere to mine. Spider mines being researched, Consume coming in, and this is where the nightmare begins for Terran, is when Consume comes in and then the endless Dark Swarms begin. So Zergling scouts this little push attempt here. Again, having a tank means you can get up this ramp. Not having a tank means you really cannot. Even if you have a large amount of IO, you're really not getting up that ramp. The splash damage is too good. The Lings are sacrificial. We're ready to Dark Swarm the ramp in case the tank shows up, and it does. Ooh, little Firebat hit squad here. I like this. Firebat hit squad with a medic. He knows it's largely Zerglings here, although there are obviously some Lurkers. Oh, jeez. All right, so there's the Dark Swarm. The Lurkers come down the ramp. This is just incredible play out of Larva right now, but Last is just not flustered. He's lost a ton of Marines. I gotta feel like the number of units lost here is way higher for Last, but he has his economic lead. He's gonna... Oh, I thought about trying to take a third base at the 12 o'clock, but the Zerglings shut that down. Some Zerglings up there. Man, Larva is everywhere. This is such an incredible game right now. Dark Swarm up. Defensive Matrix on the dropship, trying to get inside the main base, not taking any damage in the meantime, but hey, Defensive Matrix is a better safe than sorry scenario. And are we just going to drop Firebats back? No, they're just Marines. Just dropping Marines back here. Don't mind us. We have +1/+1 in stim and range, and we're extremely terrifying. But that said, these Zerglings are very mean too and will destroy you. All right, very good. So that was held. I'm not sure any drones died there at all. Yeah, I got to say, Scourge on the dropship. No, Defensive Matrix protects it from the Scourge. The Firebats get inside the mineral line. Whoosh. Whoosh, they say, and then they pick up when the Lurkers come. This is so good out of Last. These two players really bring out the best in each other, I feel like. This is amazing stuff. Can the Firebats handle the Zerglings? Can they do it? I want this to be my screenshot, but it's too far to the left, I think. Look at the Firebats chasing these drones. Dude, there's Sunkens and Lurkers down here, guys. Maybe don't come... Guys... Maybe don't come down here. Oh, well, we got Vultures up here at the third base trying to kill stuff, but they get wrecked by a bunch of Zerglings for the most part. All of the Lurkers are dead. Just one Marine with 2 kills and a medic. Oh, she's gone now. How many kills can you get, Marine? Oh, the Hydra's out. Nope. Vultures, did they drop in here or did they run up this way? I don't know. Spider-Mine's getting some hits, taking down Hydralisks, trying to get that Defiler with it not really working out. Several drones going down. A Lurker dies as it's trying to defend right now. Dark Swarm is actually protecting these Vultures right now in the top right-hand corner. Larva's been trying to take a 4th base up at the top right too, but the Marines, though. Lurker trying to get up that ramp. Dead. Lurker dead. Lurker dead. 4th base down. Last is killing it right now. He's doing some really good stuff right now. He's really keeping Larva on the back foot. He's up 117 to 66 total supply. It's a lot of workers right now for Last. His 3rd base. I guess that's his 3rd base. The Lurkers do manage. Oh, they don't save the 4th. They don't save the 4th. It goes down. It's a 3-basing Zerg versus a 3 kind of 4-basing Terran right now. Not good for Larva. But if we reach the stage of the game where Larva is just going to throw endless waves of Zerglings and Ultralisks against his enemy, because that is one of the best times, I think, for Larva fans, is when he's just doing that stuff. One of the first Larva games I casted, he just did that, man. He just was like, I'm done with Dark Swarm, I'm done with Plague, we're just going to send Lings and Ultras across the map against you at all times and all places, and you can't possibly defend all of it. It's going to be amazing. So Zerglings do sneak up to this 4th base at the 12 o'clock position. There's a Vulture trying to stop them, but I believe they have Adrenal Glands and +1 armor, which is not a lot. This Vulture has 2 kills at the natural base of Larva. There's an engagement at the 4th base right now. The Zerglings are killing SCVs at the 12 o'clock. This has been abject chaos. There's stuff happening all over the map right now. I'm trying to keep my eye on all of it while at the same time calling the action, which is incredibly hard to do. Again, name a tournament that consistently has one guy doing the observation and the casting. Nobody does it. It's hard to do at an elite level. It turns out 11 Mutalisks in production. It's a tech switch into Muta for Larva. The Science Vessels have finally arrived for last. He's irradiating. He's providing detection. Science Vessels are the key to beating a Zerg player past the 12-minute mark of any match. You need it, is what you need. The tanks have +1 attack. The Marines are at 1-1 with no additional upgrades coming in. I think we're going into mech. Charon Boosters is on the way. 3 tanks at a time. 2 Goliaths at a time, but also a couple Marines. But the upgrades are definitely mechy. So we're going to see how Larva handles a meching Terran player. And part of the answer is Mutalisks. They're just going to show up at your 3rd base and kill a bunch of your SCVs. I hope you're okay with that. Last fans say, no, we are not. Get out of here, Larva, with your dirty Mutalisks. I mean, Zerg units can't be clean, right? Is cleanliness something the Overmind or Kerrigan care about? I don't know. Nice. Irradiate on the Mutas. The split is not great, but enough. It is enough. These Mutalisks escape with their lives up to the 12 o'clock where there's a turret finishing just in the darn near nick of time to help save some of these units from instant death. Mutalisks on top of the mech in the top right-hand corner where there are no Goliaths. There are a couple Marines here, but that's not enough to handle 3 Mutalisks unless they come in one at a time, in which case it definitely is. All right, these Mutas, though, jumping on top of the Marines, murdering them right to death. These Marines have been shutting down the mining here at at Larva's natural base for some time. The Mutas are picking off the tanks like they're being paid to do it, because I think they are. How do you pay Mutalisks? What do they eat? Do they eat the corpses of their fallen foes? Is that how that works? Look at this. Not enough Marines to handle us, buddy. Irradiate. Where's your split? That was good, but there's only 3 Mutas remaining after that split. Just kidding. 5 Mutas. No, 4 Mutas remaining now that one is dead. Mutas continuing to harass here. This is the most consistent Muta harass I've seen on mech in some time. Larva doing some crazy stuff right now. Who goes Mutalisks versus a meching Terran? The answer is Larva does. The answer may surprise you, or probably will not surprise you, considering this is Larva we're talking about. And there's a reason people love him. It's because of the non-standard craziness with which he plays the game. He's the guy that beats somebody with his feet last year, or a couple years ago now. Legendary moment. Scourge get a Science Vessel. Last awareness there, not very good. He's worried about the Mutas that have no upgrades at all. He's just making unupgraded Mutalisks versus this mech strategy. The Goliaths with Charon boost have 1-1. The Scourge catch another Science Vessel. This game is insane. Brain exploding, mouth falling out of my head. But look at Last. He's just casually on 5 bases now. It's good. Just need Marines mostly to deal with your Mutalisks. Dude, it's Mutaling. It is Mutaling versus mech right now. So that's Goliath tank is what we're looking at. Maybe some Vultures and Spider Mines and whatnot. That dropship is empty, but it does get sniped down regardless, and that is a loss. Why is he pumping so many Mutalisks without getting upgrades for them? He's making an Ultralisk cavern. Maybe he's trying to get Last to stop making tanks, and then the Ultras will catch him by surprise and he'll die. But there's 3 tanks at a time in production. I don't think that's working. That armor is not actively working on upgrades, so killing it hurts, but is not going to deny an upgrade at all. Yeah, that Goliath from distance, man, just sniping down these Mutalisks. The split's a little bit late. Several of these Mutas are dead, but that is a dead Science Vessel. losing a couple mutas in the process, but that's probably a fair trade to lose or to kill a science vessel. Trying to come up with some Dark Swarm and some... Is that lurkers? Lurkers? What? No, that's a Defiler. That's a Defiler Corpse. Defiler Corpse down. 162 to 121 total supply. The thing is, Last is remaining so unflustered. He's not panicking. He's not forgetting to expand. He's not forgetting upgrades. He's continuing to kick butt and take names and just play Terran like you're supposed to play Terran. Slowly, surely, ramping up, amping up. Getting to the point where Zerglings are getting killed before they're even getting close to the siege tanks they're trying to murder. That's what this is all about. And it's 170 to 113 supply right now. I don't know that Last is going to lose this thing at the moment. The Dark Swarms are good. But we have all seen moments in games where the Dark Swarms are not enough when the tank count is high enough. When the upgrades on the tanks are good enough. They have +2 attack and +1 armor. Especially when your Zerglings only have +1 armor and that's it. He's working on +2. He's working on chitinous plating. I think he's trying to kill these tanks. So again, the ultras are more effective. He's really trying to catch Last off guard here, but I'm not sure it's going to work out for him. Again, these are +2 attack Goliaths. These mutas have no armor upgrades to speak of. They're just taking shot after shot after shot right now. Most of them are alive, which is nice, but they're all extremely injured, which is not good for Larva either. So 6 ultras in production. Tank count here is only 5. Well, I guess 6 if you want to count this one way up north. I'm not sure you do. Zerglings pretty good against Goliaths, it turns out, especially if they have upgrades, which they don't have great upgrades, mind you. Spider Mines killing Goliaths. Zerglings, or Goliaths. Vultures. Vultures killing other vultures by accident with their Spider Mines. 158 to 110 total supply. The ultras are here, but the Spider Mine tank setup here is really bad. Look at how close these guys are. They're mining within like spitting distance of each other because this is where Larva decided to expand. Feels like a mistake because look, Last can protect this base and harass this base pretty much with the same army. This is why you generally don't see Zerg players take this top right-hand base for the 3rd and 4th. It doesn't usually work out that way. Well, the mutas come back home to clear out some Spider Mines and get rid of the Terran infestation down along this way. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this match because holy smokes, I know I am. This is great. This is insanely good so far. Man, I miss these guys. Got to do more of these for sure. Nice irradiate, and the split is decent. Hard to do it perfectly, turns out. 184 to 123 supply is not where you want to be. Having giant mech armies set up in front of all your bases is really bad. Exceptionally so. Tanks sitting with their +2 attack there, working on +3. It is almost done. Anabolic synthesis on the way for the Zerg player. Ultra's trying to run up this way, but the Spider Mines, again, hit them pretty hard. If you hit hard, you're going to do well against Ultralisks. If you have little tiny baby attacks like Marines do, and you do your damage through hitting fast, it's bad against Ultras. Look at that, though. The Spider Mine hits are good. That Ultra's down to 157 HP. Additional Ultralisks are here to lend their help to the cause, brother. We will avenge the injuries that you have suffered here. I don't know that Larva really has anywhere he can expand right now. I assume he's trying to expand bottom right at this point, but yeah, see the Ultras? Bad pathing? What was that? I don't know. Either way, the Ultras are getting on top of everything. Dark Swarm is up. Tanks are exploding. Goliaths lending their damage to those Ultralisks too. Goliaths are no slouch, doing a full 15 damage per shot there. They actually have more damage output than Marines do. It's just they're slow. So that's the trade-off, right? If you're slower, you can do more damage. Like tanks are slow. Ultras are fairly slow unless they have anabolic synthesis and then they're really fast, but they're also melee only. This has all the makings of a last win, you guys. I just can't believe how completely unflummoxed he has been in this game. Larva hit him with some weird stuff, and he was like, you know what? I think we're okay. I wish I had a counter for how many Mutalisks have died in this match, because I feel like it's about 150. None of them ever benefiting from a single upgrade today. And that's your good game. Larva taps out, and last is your winner here in 25 minutes and 9 seconds. What a match. Again, unconventional from Larva. Who goes that many Mutalisks in mech? It didn't work, and now we know why people don't do this, is because, well, Goliaths are good enough. Irradiate is really good against Mutas. And again, I think the plan was, because he never got upgrades for him, he was not planning on going mass Mutalisk in this game. I almost feel like he would have done better if he'd just gone for upgrades, and these are 3/3 Mutalisks flying around in large flocks, just murdering tanks and science vessels and stuff. But it really feels to me like he was planning on going Mutalisks in the middle of the game to force Last out of tank production, and then surprise him with Ultras. But Last was not fooled. Last was like, nah, man, we're good. We have +3 tanks all over the place. I'm going to keep producing those back home 4 at a time. And I'm not going to lose a base today. How does that sound? Is that an Ultralisk that got all the way over here? It sure is. And the tanks destroyed him quite summarily. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, didn't lose a base. He did lose several of those early engagements. But man, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter there. He lost so many Marines to Mutas and Lings and Lurkers in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of this match. And then he just went into mech production and absolutely took over. Again, I want to point out that by expanding up to the top right here, Larva allowed Last to set up here and defend one of his bases while simultaneously harassing one of Larva's bases. And that is something Terran loves to do. If they can do that, they are extremely pleased. So hit that like button if you enjoyed that match. And Terran fans, you are avenged over the last couple of days, aren't you? Oh, 184,000 points for Last, 160,000 points for Larva. 557 Zerg units produced, 439 Terran units produced. That makes sense. A lot of Mutas and Ultras produced this game. Not many Zerglings, actually. Not that many. Not zero, but also not that many. Killed 422 Zerg units, lost 200 of his own. And resources here. Larva outmined for gas, but got way outmined in minerals and an outspent against Last there by about 4,000 resources. So cost efficiency of the Terran army, pretty good, especially towards the end there. And yeah, the Mutas, they were in... I don't know this for sure, right? It's not like I interviewed Larva about this game, but it just feels like the Mutas were attempted to be just a fake out. And they'd kill all the tanks, and the tanks would stop producing, and then the Ultras would show up and win the day. But nope. It was a good effort, but it wasn't enough when all was said and done. So that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.